So, do you guys remember when Affliction had an MMA promotion? If you've never heard of Affliction before, you've definitely seen it. Over the past few years, the rise of Y2K style clothing, i.e., brands like Affliction, Tap Out, MMA Elite, has been extremely monumental. And while they are now kind of loosely associated with MMA, in the late 2000s, along with Tap Out, they were definitely one of the top brands in the MMA scene, sponsoring all types of fighters like Chuck Liddell, Nate Diaz, GSP, and Rampage. Fedor, Josh Barnett. Shit, they even had the WWE guys rocking in them. When I was a kid, man, all these brands were just known to be worn by like all the drunk single dads that just sit at the bar and watch boxing and UFC fights. Like if you were wearing this, people instantly thought you were a douchebag. But besides that, with all the success they were having in the MMA scene, they decided to try out promoting. So, along with M1 Global and Fedor Emelianenko, they decided to put on 3 cards with Fedor headlining all 3. And if you've looked up any sort of Fedor highlight, then you've definitely seen this clip before. Fedor went on to fight Andrei Arlovsky, Tim Sylvia, and the third card was going to be headlined between him and Josh Barnett. And this was a pretty big fight for the time. You guys might not know who Josh Barnett was, but he was pretty big in the late 2000s and the early 2010s. And unfortunately, all good things have to come to an end. With how successful the first 2 cards were, they were expecting a great third card. But then just a couple days before the fight, Josh Barnett decided to piss hot. And with that, canceled the main event. They weren't able to find a fighter in short enough time to come and fight Fedor. So they ended up having to shut the entire event down only a few days before it was supposed to happen. And with that mess, ended up snowballing into a huge financial crash with them having to end up just dissolving the company. Funny enough, the owner came out years later and said that they were never really trying to compete with the UFC and they just wanted to promote their t-shirt business. And with how successful they were, they kind of wanted to double dip, and expanded their horizons, which ultimately shot them in the foot. As you know, they had a pretty big fall off in the early 2010s, late 2010s. They're doing good now, but there was a good 10-year period where nobody wanted to be seen wearing that shit. But I don't know, man. It's so crazy to me that a company can be so mismanaged. It just takes one guy to piss hot on a drug test to completely kill your entire company. Promoting MMA is hard.